about campus activities. I interviewed some fifth graders on last week, and I just asked them if they knew about programs and activities that we had at West, and they were pretty knowledgeable of what we offered on campus. I was wondering if you guys are, what activities do you know about that we have at West?
As far as activities, like after school activities?
Yeah.
Or
during,
okay. We have robotics, and then we have GLOW. We have student council.
And K-Kids.
And K-Kids. And other than that, I don't know of anything else.
Okay.
And the ACE program after school.
Yes, ACE.
Oh, yeah.
So those were the programs that the students told me about as well. They mentioned student council, GT, and tutoring groups. And so I didn't even know that we had robotics. I don't really know any students who go to that program, but can y'all see my screen now, or just me?
You see it like right there? No, and it says open. So I hit open. And I hit open, right?
Okay, I guess that just won't work. So, I kind of asked them how they heard about the activities. I asked them if they were in any of the programs or activities. We talked about how do I know if someone's charging? Hey, Nelson.
Hi, Bennett.
We were talking
about... Do I have to turn on my camera?
I would like for you to.
Oh! Okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Nelson, what are you trying to hide over there?
Y'all, because I have bronchitis.
Oh.
So I've been, that's why I wasn't feeling good these last couple of days.
Oh.
What a spring break treat for you.
I know. Tell me about it.
So we were kind of just talking about campus activities at West. I interviewed some fifth graders. I asked them what programs they knew about, how they heard about the programs, if they were in the programs and why or why not. And then I also asked them what programs they'd like to see at West. So Ms. Chadwick and Ms. Garcia, they told me that they knew about some of the programs like ACE, GLOW, K-Kids, and Student Council. And so those were the responses that I got from students as well. So when I asked them what their interests were, they all wanted an art club, which is something that we don't currently offer at West. They don't want to wait until middle school to be able to do art. Boys and girls wanted a dance club, which I thought was pretty interesting. The boys wanted a pre-athletics club or activity or something like that. Boys also wanted gymnastics, and then they also wanted a club for just boys. So they called it like a gentleman hangout. So they would learn how to be a gentleman, and then they would learn, or they would just get to hang out with each other. I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Can I comment on that?
Oh, yeah.
As far as the boys club goes, I completely agree with that, because why do we have something for girls' leadership opportunities, but we don't have something for boys?
Yes.
But also it's hard because who would run it? We don't have many male on our campus.
That's true. That's true. Maybe we could talk Mr. Russell and Mr. Morrow into doing something. I feel like they would. The boys really respect Mr. Morrow, so I feel like there would be a lot of interest and a lot of participation if he were to do something like that. And he seems to like being around the students also, especially the male students. He talks to me about I guess just trying to get them to get their behavior together for the real world, because they're not going to be kids forever. So just having that male role model to show them the ropes and what's acceptable and what's not. That would be really good for our campus. Were there any surprises with the student interests? No? Okay. Any comments?
Can you share one of the interests? I missed that part. What were
an art club, a gymnastics group for the boys, a dance group, a dance class, or maybe like I don't know. The girls said they wanted their own dance club, and the boys said they wanted their own. So, another one was the gentleman hangout group, and then the pre-athletics for the boys. And then girls wanted cheerleading, which wasn't surprising.
It sounds like they're ready for a lot of the stuff that they chose on their choice sheets, the cheer, art, and the pre-athletics. So, yeah.
Okay. So the things that they sign up, the electives and things they sign up for in middle school?
Yeah, they just did that. Was that last week, Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
Yeah, they just did their choice sheets last week, so.
Okay. If you could
It all kind of lines up with what third grade had said too. Like they really want art as well.
Yeah.
Third grade classes are always asking for art. So.
And we take so much of it out of our curriculum. I do wish that we had art in specials. I would love that.
I do too. This is the first school I've been at that we don't have art on campus. I thought that was interesting, and I've been wondering about it since last year when I came. I know library is a rotation, and they kind of incorporate art into it, but it's not like where they learn about like painting and just like art history and things like that. Has it always been like that in Terrell? They haven't had art as a specialist?
I think so. I think when they moved sixth grade into middle school, I think it's a Texas initiative. So sixth graders is where it starts with art. But I know in middle school so I think when they moved sixth grade over to middle school, it's taken out of elementary school.
Okay.
So it falls under some initiative that happened like several years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys could get onto the Google Doc.
I'm on it.
I'd like a volunteer for someone to be timekeeper, a volunteer for someone to record. The recorder is going to be the scribe.
I don't mind typing if you need me to.
Okay.
I'm going to have to move though because my surface isn't hard enough. Give me just a second.
Okay.
You sent it? Is it in the email, Ms. Bennett?
It's in the chat. I can share it again.
Okay.
It's asking for a request to edit.
Okay.
Are you wanting us to edit like what we want to do, or?
I'll just add everyone as an
Okay.
editor.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
And then if you did not sign up to be timekeeper or recorder, then you will still be an active participant if you could jot your name down as well.
Okay, it's not letting me click the link.
Mm-mm.
Wait. Let me get my.
Okay, so timekeeper, if you could put 20 minutes on the timer. And then we'll just talk about our thoughts. We kind of already talked about some as far as getting the boy groups together. Any other activities?
What did you say again? What to put on the timer?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, got it.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
What groups do you think would be good for our campus? And y'all can just, I'll stop talking and y'all can just collaborate on what you think would be best for our campus, best for our kiddos.
Well, we did the Lego robotics competition at our school, and I know they do robotics, but it would be cool to incorporate the Lego robotics as well. I think that would be fun and that could be incorporated in all the ages can do that. But I think they're starting to sort of do that in STEM anyway. But to start the Lego type competitions would be fun. Lego robotics.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in on my computer because I can't get to the doc.
I think one that could be kind of cool that I've seen at other schools is like a safety patrol, and they could be the greeters in the morning. Making sure that kids are getting out of their car, opening the doors, helping cross the streets. Just kind of helping the younger students specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was my job when I was a kid. I was the captain of the safety patrol. It was fun. I still remember it.
There was where the older kids read to the younger kids. What group was that, Garcia? Was it just a reading club? I thought that was kind of cool.
It was buddies, and I loved that. And so it was classroom buddies, and so we all like fifth grade partnered with kinder or whatever it was, and so you just met with them once a month and either went to read with them or do some kind of activity.
I think that'd be great.
And with that, how we used to have the pals, they used to be the high schoolers, but some stuff happened. So they stopped that, but I wish we could still maybe do something like what Garcia was saying, a buddy, not just with books, but just being like just a pal, you know, kind of being there for support and mentoring kind of thing.
Do you have maybe suggestions of teachers who would be good for certain types of clubs that we could ask?
Well, people that I see that end up staying a long time in the day is Mr. Russell. Let me think. Second grade. Miss Mitchell might be interested. Jamie Mitchell, second grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know of any teachers who maybe have a background in dance or maybe art? Maybe Mr. Russell with the arts. So he does a lot of crafts. I know he's kinder, but he does a lot of crafts in his room. I don't know if anyone is into like drawing or painting or like sculpting or anything like that. Do you guys?
Do they not do art in ACE or no?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
No, about that one.
You know, I know this wasn't one, but for Mr. Russell, like a junior ROTC kind of thing, I wonder if he would be interested in that, but art-wise.
What about even like Melody? She's very
She's very good with arts and craft.
I think the thing that we're going to run into, though, is especially heading one towards testing season.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of teachers are going to start tutoring or have been tutoring.
Mm-hmm.
And two, next year, our day's already going to be ending at, 4:15. We have to stay till 4:45. It's going to be hard to get people to stay after school to incorporate something. So if there could be a way that we could incorporate it, I don't know how you could do it during Tiger time just because it's intervention time,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe one Friday a week, or every Friday once a week, that could possibly be club time. And so they go to a specific club or something like that, rather than having them stay after school, because then you run into buses and transportation and things like that.
That was one of the students that I talked with. She said that she would love to be an ACE or even GLOW, but she can't because she has to ride the bus and there's no one to pick her up. So she was asking me if there could be something like during the day or she's going to middle school next year, but if there could be something during the day or even like before school. I do like the idea of setting some time out, maybe on Friday, to do club time. That's a great idea.
Well, and especially since we're extending our day,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's an extra like 30 minutes somewhere, maybe on Fridays, that we could incorporate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Friday.
I know, like at a previous school that I had, we did do something like that, and we would do our UIL. We didn't do UIL this year. We did it last year. But for UIL, we would do that during our Tiger time. So we wouldn't stay after school. You would just do it during Tiger time.
I was wondering about UIL. How does that, how is that, how do you get it on campus? Like, what do you do to get it on there? This is the first time I've never been on campus that had UIL.
We had it last year, and I just think that with new leadership, it was just kind of skipped over this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel very confident that Mr. Santiago would be all for it, but
Gotcha.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay, timekeeper, how much
because
time do we
people
have?
I forget who led it. You just get them to sign up. Because what year was that? We had a cooking club, and Miss Clowder was over that, and they did that.
Mm.
it was the year before I came.
Yes, yeah.
Timekeeper, how much time do we have left
Just
on
those
this section?
clubs.
11 or a little less than 12 minutes.
Okay. Okay, what resources would we need to get these clubs going? Are we going to need a curriculum? Are we going to be planning things ourselves? Like, what do you guys think we would need to implement the clubs?
I know
I think sorry, go.
I was going to say, for the Lego robotics, it comes fully packed. The curriculum comes together. You just have to kind of throw it out there. That's the only one I know about. That just all comes together. The other stuff would just kind of be, it sounds like, expertise of the person running it and whatever they need at the time.
And I think we would need art supplies. Maybe we could reach out to the Excellence Foundation to see if we could get a grant for art supplies for after school. I don't know if they would support an after school club, but it would be worth a shot.
Okay.
And then, like, for cheerleaders, reaching out to the cheer director at the high school. I know she has a student at Wood, so I know they were very supportive on a lot of things that we do. They probably wouldn't mind volunteering because those girls, I think, need like community. Service, maybe 30 minutes or so after school. Is there a dance program at the high school?
Yes.
No. Yes.
High
Okay.
school, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
I'm
Just
thinking,
getting volunteers.
I feel like safety patrol would be one of the easiest to implement. Like, just get them some little orange jackets and have them stand outside, maybe a little stop sign or something. I think that one would be the easiest to implement.
Okay.
I think we have some of those vests actually, because she was our last SRO, Lori.
Oh,
She
okay.
kind of started that, so I think there are some vests around there that she got, or maybe they're with the Terrell Police. They probably have them, but that would be very easy.
Mm-hmm. UIL would also be easy. I think the thing that, once again, the thing that we run into is getting teachers who are going to stay, because UIL, you have to have, 15-ish teachers to coach all the teams and things. So finding people that would want to stay.
Don't you get paid for UIL too? Wasn't that not a stipend, but I thought they got paid to do UIL.
$100.
Just for the one, just flat, just 100.
We got $100 per team. So like I coached 4th and 5th grade number since, so I got $200. But then like we stayed twice a week for 6 weeks. So.
And the full day of the event for events.
Mm-hmm. And I think
the love. It's for the love.
Yeah, that's love. I think buddy groups would be easy to set up though as well. Like last year, my buddy was Miss Davenport, and so we would just come up with things to do. Taking the kids out and writing multiplication facts or addition facts with chalk, or we painted rocks actually with my kids. And so we had a book, and it was like motivational rocks in the little garden. And so we painted the rocks for them to leave places. And that was like $20. But I mean, just getting them set up and partnering up the classes would be.
Yeah, we kept ours. I was, Mr. Russell and my class were buddies last year, and then we kind of just stayed buddies this year.
Okay.
Doing stuff with the classes. The kids love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet parents would be willing to donate a lot of that stuff too.
That's true.
And would that be something that you could reach out to community leaders to lead stuff as well? Or would it have to be a teacher?
I think if we talk to Mr. Santiago, I think we might be able to work in some volunteers. I don't know that they would be able to stay after school, but I think that's definitely something we could ask them about. Any other thoughts or suggestions?
I don't think so. I do think that with student council, because it's something that we already have, I feel like the students that are in student council should be chosen based on specific parameters. And we should set up requirements, making sure that they're hitting each of those expectations. Whereas, you get one office referral, you're out, because that's a campus leader for us, So I think, because student council is so new, I don't think we have any of those parameters set. Okay. I do think we need them, though.
Okay. I think that would be a great addition to add to the thoughts box. Just to push that out for next year. Timekeeper, how much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
Resources, we're probably going to have to allocate some space in the classrooms because I know that ACE uses the gym, they use the computer labs, they use the library as well. Where do you think we could host said clubs?
It would honestly probably have to be in classrooms, because we don't have any open rooms in our school. Like, our storage room next year will be taken by a fifth grade teacher. Okay. Thank you.
That's great.
But that classroom will be taken away. So we really don't have any empty rooms. So it would have to be in the teacher's room for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that first grade room is going to be taken too, in the blue hall.
Okay.
And that's it. Even the genius room is going to be used, I think.
Oh, wow.
Well, right now they actually are using it for ACE as well.
Mm-hmm. Like an office space. I think that's what they use. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. And I started loading my zoo animals up in there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And I guess, Ms. Bennett, if we got like I'm thinking next year those volunteers would have to go through the background checks and everything.
Yes.
So I guess time would have to be allocated for that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably need money at some point. So, speaking to Mr. Santiago about what we could use from the budget, if anything, if there would be funds available.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't get donations or if we don't have if we don't get a grant or something,
I know
would
for
we be able to fund?
for Lego Robotics, he was mentioning that we got a stipend for hosting it,
Okay.
and so we could apply the stipend to that club and buying whatever kits are needed for that.
Okay.
Well, we do have robotics. It's just not Lego robotics.
Right. But mostly it's like 5th grade. It hasn't been offered up to any other grade level. I don't think any other grade level knows about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think she just allows 4th and 5th graders.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, there's also Rubik's Cube would be a really cool club. They have competitions for Rubik's.
Like Rubik's Cube?
Rubik's Cubes, yeah,
Right.
like speed learning how to, and like that gets really popular once it starts getting out there.
Okay.
But that's a pretty easy and low cost
Yeah.
club as well. I mean, it's not easy. I don't know how to do it, but they can figure it out. They can figure it out. It's easy for them.
It'd be a
I
quiet
think
room.
another way to like get suggestions is just ask the kids what they're interested in, and then like I said, just maybe every Friday every teacher hosts a different club. You know, I could host a math club because kids like math,
Okay.
or science experiments, or things like that. Just asking kids what they would be interested in, and just designating us time in our schedule to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Great suggestions. I do
And
like.
just always having like a backup person, like like 2 people,
Mhm.
because you never know what's gonna happen.
That's
Like
true.
I know that's what keeps me from doing a lot of stuff, because just things have happened.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And that's our time.
All right. If you could set it for 10 more minutes, we'll just make a plan for next year. As far as the club leaders, we kind of talked about using parents and just people in the community to maybe either donate their time or resources. How do you suggest we see about teacher volunteers?
And it all depends on the expectation. Like it can be a once a month club, or is
That's
it going to be a weekly club? Like some may need to be a weekly type of thing, but if we pitch it as like once a month or bi-weekly, then you might have a little bit more buy-in or availability to be able to do clubs.
That's a great thing to consider. Yeah. Because saying like you'll do it for the year or even for the month, that's kind of a big commitment, especially in August,
Yeah.
April, well, March through May. Yeah, that'd be a big commitment. Maybe an
Well,
overwhelming
and you find
one.
too, when you start pitching ideas, you say, hey, we're going to do this and this. Then people just say, oh, hey, why don't we do this?
That's
and then
true.
you can kind of source your ideas that way.
Okay.
So I don't think we should do that. Okay, perfect. Here, you do that. So that's a good way to solicit ideas, is tell somebody your ideas.
Very true.
And then if we could start early,
Mhm.
the earlier we start pitching it out, it's hard doing stuff when school starts back and we're all, it's like, okay, here, we're going to do all this. But I think if we kind of have a plan, I guess before the end of the school year, about what we want to do next year, then it just, just that extra time will help instead of waiting to the last minute.
So I will send a memo. I'll send a Google form out when we return from spring break about just the idea and implementation of the school activities and programs. And then I can, I guess, start getting interest now. And like you said, we can maybe meet in May, or that'd probably be better. Meet in May to further discuss and get input from teachers on what they'd like to do and what their interests are and time that they feel like they could allot to the programs at our campus.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe talking to some of the fourth graders and third graders who really do have some, that are going to be returning for sure. Like maybe just get some more of their ideas of what they want to see for next year too. Okay. Get them looking forward to it.
I just think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I guess it was similar to what they did for how they surveyed the kids and asked them what kind of things they wanted to have for lunch. And a lot of that they got a lot of that this year. I remember them meeting with those kids in the cafeteria and they asked them what kind of things they wanted for lunch. And they kind of got it.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
We can skip over that. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
We can skip over that resources box. We kind of pre-gamed with that earlier when we were discussing the programs. But the schedule of activities. Can we make kind of like I guess a concrete plan to present to staff members and volunteers?
So I think before we do that, we need to talk to Santiago and see if there's a way that we can work this in during the school day or if it's going to be after school. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's going to, like, a lot of your teacher volunteers are going to depend on when the activities are going to be held. Like, they would probably be more likely to do it during Tiger Time on a Friday rather than, once a week, every week for the whole school year. So before we can schedule the activities, I think we would need to see, like, what's manageable to have during the school year or school day.
That's true. I forgot about us going to the 4-day week. So that will be a pretty long day. And then maybe we can even see if we could do 2 days a week of club time. Since we will be there, like, what is it, like 4 o'clock? 4:15?
4:15.
Maybe we could pitch that idea as well. Just
we
because
don't
the
need
kids are
something
going to
to
be
break up that long day.
Yeah, the kids are going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
Any lingering thoughts, ideas, or questions?
One question would be for, some teachers, would we be able to find funds if it was after school to pay these teachers? Because I know, like, you do get paid for robotics.
Okay.
You pay. So are there funds for these types of clubs? Because AIDS does get paid as well. So, that one might be one of the questions that some people ask.
Okay. Any issues or concerns that we can like foresee we can foresee happening or coming up along the
Just
way?
student commitment, maybe. Like if you are committed to a competition or you're committed to something and then you're not, you drop or you become ineligible, because like with UIL, you have to be eligible for UIL, but you wouldn't have to necessarily be eligible for a dance club, or do you?
Okay.
So what would that look like?
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Would it be like if it's a dance club? Would it be a dance club for each grade level, or is there going to be like one? And does that mean kids need to move to it at certain times? Like all those logistics. Who would move them? That kind of thing.
That would be so cute. By the way.
and then I think like at the end of the year, whatever club they're in, they need like a final project.
Like a showcase, yeah.
Like we could have a big showcase, a dance showcase, and just one night and you come and see all the things.
That would be amazing.
That would be so cute.
That would.
I do think another thing that we did talk about it, but transportation, because a lot of students won't be able to stay if it's after school.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Mr. Santiago this year has talked about if we do keep kids for tutoring, he might be able, if there's enough, to get transportation. So transportation for this for the whole year.
That'd be great.
Something I just thought about was class sizes. So I guess we would have to, I guess that would be case by case, club by club, if we want to cap it, or if it's a dance class, does it matter how many students join?
Right.
Again, like the breakdown, is it like K2 and then 3 through 5th, or?
And if it's cooking, a big class wouldn't be the greatest
That's
because you are depending on the supplies and.
Yeah, probably cap it.
And also behavior wise, I mean, just like student council, I think that, I mean, you get in trouble, you're not gonna, it's a privilege to be able to be in the club after school. So, you know, I think we need some requirements there as well.
Okay. So maybe some clear expectations for students and for parents, just so that they know ahead of time, like, this is what we expect.
Yeah.
Just like the regular school day. Here's what's going to happen if, you aren't meeting those expectations and requirements.
So my question for all of this is, what do they do in ACE? Like, because I know they don't incorporate all of this stuff. So could they incorporate any of this stuff into the ACE program and give students choices that way? Because that would also help with volunteers, and we could hold more kids. If they get volunteers for dance clubs, they could also hold, 20 more kids. So could we incorporate any of these into the ACE program?
That's a great suggestion. I don't know much about the ACE program.
I think ACE can only have a certain number though, can't it? I think they're like, hey, we need to fill in this number of third graders. Now there's too many or something like that.
I actually had a first grader.
I feel like I heard that. I don't know though.
I had a first grader try to get into ACE, and they said they had too many first graders, so she wasn't able to join. So she was bummed about that.
But I also wonder if it has to do with the number of volunteers or workers that they have, because you can only have a certain number of certain class size ratio.
That's true.
So maybe that has to do with it. I don't know.
That's a good question.
I just think that if all of this stuff was added, or some of this stuff was added to ACE, that would help with the volunteers and the teacher pay and then the structure. I mean, I just think incorporating just one or two of those into that program.
Ooh, and in contrast, if we're doing it after school, then it's taking away from ACE. So they're not going to be in the ACE program. They're going to be in the... And that would be a problem for ACE.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know some parents utilize that as not necessarily daycare, but just, giving them time to
Yeah.
get off of work and get home. So if that's going to kind of present a problem if students are trying to join clubs when they're supposed to be in ACE, and then the clubs end, and then the students have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times, specifically for tutoring, because I tutor after school 2 days a week, when my kids are done, a lot of them do stay for ACE.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, if we've got all these clubs, we can't just be like, okay, ours is over, go to ACE.
Right.
Because
Yeah. Because they're in the middle of their program. Like, where do they go in their rotation?
Right.
Yeah. That was
It's a logistics nightmare.
Yeah. So I guess just that was added. Okay. Yeah. I guess also making some clear expectations on that as well. Yeah, just letting parents know that once the club's over, students must be picked up by this time, and letting students know just because your buddy's in ACE, you can't just go hang out with them. So, okay. Well, anything else? Feedback?
I think clubs are a great idea. I
Yeah.
think they've been wanting them for a long time. So I
Yeah.
think it would be a good addition.
They need something else to look forward to.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's taken away in elementary school. They don't get back to like the art and all the extra stuff until they get to middle school. So
And those social skills, it would be great for the social skills.
mhm.
And I think a lot of them would be more motivated to keep their grades up and get their work done if they had something to look forward to.
Mhm.
That is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like all business.
Motivation.
Yeah. Like all business when they come to school. It's like
Yeah.
class, home, class. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I do feel like, as of right now, 5th grade has robotics. Well, there's only 2 4th graders in robotics right now, and that's it. Like, those are the only 2 kids in there. And then we have student council, but no one was really given a choice as to who they want as their student council representatives, so people look and they're like, oh, how did that kid get in that? So we really only have one option for kids to be in something extra right now.
Okay.
But besides Glow, there is Glow.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, students they want to be involved in things, and we just allowing them to have the choice to be in something, I think would be very beneficial to them.
Okay. Well, thank you for meeting with me and sharing your ideas and feedback and just concerns and just contributing. I will definitely relay the information to Mr. Santiago and see what we can come up with for the next school year. And yes, just thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us.
Bye, y'all.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.